It is 11:20 p.m. Look, I'm a father. I work a 9 to 5 job. I'm used to being asleep right now. But at this moment, I don't know how I'm going to go to sleep. I don't know how I'm going to go to sleep. The Jaguars are 4-1, baby. 4-1. Let's freaking go. The Jaguars have a statement game, as if the 49ers game wasn't a statement game, right? Oh, the 49ers, they're hurt. They're injured. They're not very good right now. Like they got them at a down moment. Okay, fine. If you want to write that off, that's fine. Even though they go on to beat the LA Rams on Thursday Night Football with an even more injured team, the Jaguars went out there today and defeated a Kansas City Chiefs team. While they are 2-2, they have won the AFC the last 4 out of 5 years, right? Am I not mistaken? They've won the AFC the last 4 out of 5 years. They're still the Kansas City Chiefs. They're still Patrick Mahomes. It's still Travis Kelce. It's all that stuff. And the Jaguars take this one on Monday Night Football in front of everybody. Look, history is bad all over the place. The Jaguars just last few times on primetime football haven't been great. The Jaguars' 8 straight losses against the Kansas City Chiefs. History wasn't very good for us, but the Jaguars take down the Kansas City Chiefs. Down they go. And now you look at the Jaguars, 4-1, tied for first place in the AFC South, tied for first place in the AFC, and tied for first place in the NFL. There's no team in the NFL that has a better record than the Jacksonville Jaguars right now. And the Jaguars will move on to 4-1. It's hard to wrap my head around the fact that the Jaguars are 4-1 right now. Like how? I don't know how to react right now. I haven't even done the research on when the last time the Jaguars have been 4-1. Had the Jaguars ever been 4-1 before? I'm sure it's on X, which I will take a look around, see what's going on at X a little bit later in the stream, as I always do. But man, this was wild. This was wild. And you got to give so much credit to Trevor Lawrence, honestly. How many of us thought that after the Chiefs scored with what, a little less, how much these, I think it was, I forget exactly how much time was left, but how many of you guys really thought that Trevor Lawrence was going to go down there and win the game? Down 4 points. I certainly did not. And while it was a little bit clunky, right? It was very, very clunky. I mean, you're talking about Trevor Lawrence taking a sack instead of throwing it away. You're talking about Trevor Lawrence taking a delay of game penalty in the red zone. You're talking about a few different things happen, right? But Trevor Lawrence nailed a beautiful pass to Brian Thomas Jr. Later on, nailed a beautiful pass in the end zone, which essentially got the Jaguars ball right at the 1 yard line. And was there a better play to cap off that drive than the way Trevor Lawrence scored that rushing touchdown, just falling down, getting back up and running it in for a touchdown? That was wild, but no matter how you get there, the freaking Jacksonville Jaguars are 4-1. 4-1 and should be 5-0 if it wasn't for that stupid defensive pass interference call on Travis Hunter. These Jacksonville Jaguars are legit. These Jacksonville Jaguars, dare I say, are Super Bowl contenders. I don't care anymore. They just beat the 49ers and they just beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, who around out there is better than the Jaguars right now? I mean, you can make some arguments out there. I mean, the Bills, they just dropped one the other night. I mean, the Colts are looking pretty good right now. You look around the AFC. I mean, Jaguars are a top 3 team right now in the AFC. It's some wild stuff. And, Trevor Lawrence to Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. today, 7 for 9, 144 yards. We got Travis Hunter very involved. He had a couple really nice receptions. This is 2 weeks in a row where Brian Thomas Jr. is catching balls caught his way. It's wild. It really is wild. I can't believe the Jaguars did it. When Patrick Mahomes went down there and drained all that clock and scored that touchdown, I thought it was over. But to be fair, that's 3 weeks in a row where I thought the Jaguars season was over, right? You're talking about Trevor Lawrence throwing an interception. I don't know. I can't remember if it was the interception against the Texans or the missed field goal. I think it was the missed field goal. And then I said, look, they're going to go down here and drive the ball, the Houston Texans are, and win this game. But the Jaguars forced a turnover last week once again against the San Francisco 49ers. I thought the Jaguars had that one lost too. The Jaguars did not. The Jaguars defense, Eric Armstead got a takeaway. We iced the game. This one, defense, I said defense go win it. They didn't win it. Patrick Mahomes drove all the way down the field, but the Jaguars got the ball back 3 timeouts and did the dang thing. I mean, Jaguars just don't do this. I'm not used to the Jaguars actually winning those games. I'm just not used to it. And the Jaguars did it. Trevor Lawrence drove downfield. We got the ball at the 40, which was nice off the penalty. So, we'll definitely accept that. But driving downfield in the fashion that they did, had a couple negative plays. That throw to Brian Thomas Jr., I mean, there's a lot of plays of the year, so it's hard to say that was the play of the year, but that won us the game. I mean, that insane throw that set us up at the 25-yard line, it's wild. So we'll go through this one, because I know I'm just ranting how excited I am. But when it comes to the different drives, the Jaguars started off with a 3-and-out, then forced Kansas City to punt the next drive after getting some first downs. Then Jaguars, another 3-and-out. It wasn't looking good. Everyone thought the Jaguars were cooked, especially after the Chiefs on the next drive got a touchdown, went up 7-0 on the Jaguars. And then the Jaguars, the next drive, wound up fumbling at the 1-yard line. Remember Trevor Lawrence trying to reach out for it. They punched the ball out, and they got the ball right there at the 3-yard line, I believe it was. And then Kansas City had a 5-play, 97-yard touchdown drive. And then the Jaguars were down 14-0. It was looking like same old Jags. The Jaguars down in primetime, embarrassing fashion. It's the history of the Jaguars, right? But then the Jaguars answer with an 8-minute touchdown drive. The Jaguars go up 14-7. And after that, Kansas City 3-and-out. So that was good. And then the Jaguars, it was weird. The Jaguars let the Kansas City Chiefs run down the clock to about 50 seconds instead of calling a timeout, which would have preserved a lot of time. And the Jaguars just kind of they downed it, right? They just ended the half with the ball with 1 timeout still in their pocket. But then Chiefs deferred, so they got the ball in the second half, 3-and-out. Then the Jaguars scored themselves a touchdown, tied the game up 14-14. And then Kansas City driving it downfield, having an amazing drive. Devin Lloyd leads the NFL in interceptions, got himself a pick 6. And the Jaguars went up 21-14. And I made the joke, the Jaguars always get 3 turnovers per game. But we're going to cash in those 3 turnovers and trade it for a pick 6. The Jaguars much needed that. It was great. And then Kansas City got the ball back and they punted. And unfortunately, the Jaguars' next drive, Trevor Lawrence threw an interception. And it was definitely a bad call by the refs. At first, it was like, Trevor, what are you doing? And then it was clear that it was interference. They didn't call it. Whatever. It is what it is. Sometimes you get those, sometimes you don't. Plenty of time to still win this game, despite what the refs called it. And then Kansas City got the ball, short field, and then tied the game 20-20. Jaguars get the ball back, get themselves a field goal, go up 24-21, and then Kansas City's long 6 or 7 minute touchdown drive. They were just draining all the clock. They scored with I should have the exact time down. Give me 1 second, guys, as I look this up. Jaguars, let's go game tracker. 1 minute 45 seconds left in the game after they had a 12-play, 86-yard drive, 6-17. So the Jaguars got the ball back with that much time left, 3 timeouts, and said, hey, this is what big moments are made of. Trevor Lawrence, you're paying you a lot of money. Do I believe you're going to go down there and get the touchdown? No, quite frankly, I don't. He just hasn't been clutch like that. But even though it looked clunky, he got it done. So you had to give major props to Trevor Lawrence. There were some down moments this game, specifically to start the game. But, the Jaguars put up 31 points, put up 24 on offense. The Jaguars offense did enough to win it. And when they got the ball last, they won it. They won this game with 23 seconds left. Not enough time for Patrick Mahomes. Now, give Patrick Mahomes 50 seconds left, down 3. Maybe they get themselves a field goal and tie it up, put it to overtime. But it's prime time. It's Monday Night Football. We don't have time for overtime, right? So, boom, that's what happens, man. And it's just, it's incredible. It's incredible, really, the way the Jaguars did this. So Trevor Lawrence this game, 18 for 25 passing. That's a 72% completion percentage, 221 yards in the air, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Took 3 sacks this game. Before this game, only 3 sacks all year long, but he took 3 sacks this game. Some of them forced by himself, to be honest with you. But where Trevor Lawrence really made his money, man, was running the ball. Leading rusher on the day, 10 carries for 54 yards. So I really appreciated the way he just tucked it and ran it. So that was really cool to see. Other guys in the run game, Travis Etienne, maybe not his best game, 12 carries for 49 yards. They were playing the Jaguars much like I thought they would. Stop the run, stop the short pass, and make them throw downfield. And Trevor Lawrence, he did enough. I mean, the deep shot to Travis Hunter was great. Deep shot to Brian Thomas Jr. later on was great. We did some good stuff, and I'm proud of them for that. And Brian Thomas Jr., his best game for the Jaguars receiving, 4 catches for 80 yards, including that amazing potential game winner to set the Jaguars up. Travis Hunter, 3 catches for 64 yards. Great game by Travis Hunter. And I mean, other than that, not too much going on. Brenton Strange, 1 catch for 22 yards. Parker Washington, 2 catches, 16 yards. De'Ami Brown, 2 catches, 15 yards. So yeah, it was a Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter show in the receiving game. And usually it has been like that. It's been like randomly Parker Washington and De'Ami Brown stepping up. But yeah, that's it. Shout out to some people in the chat. I see you guys. Mikey says, shame on Chris Jones. Glad my Jags got the W, but dude just stood there and watched Trevor run it in. Yeah. I had to rewatch that one because, I mean, with the way I do this, these Bleacher Report streams, I cut off what I'm doing because I do the live streams on my channel and I go immediately on Bleacher Report. But that was wild. That was wild the way it happened. I couldn't believe that it happened the way it did. And you got to give credit. Jonah Monheim had to go in there, step in there for Patrick Hainsey, who got hurt this game. Hopefully he makes a good recovery, but, looked like a good 7th round pick out there as well. Yeah, and Devin Lloyd for Defensive Player of the Year. He had himself another game. I mean, made a pick 6, leading the NFL in receiving and interceptions. Also, Defensive Player of the Month as well. So just what a month and what a 5 weeks, we should say, for Devin Lloyd. Because, man, Devin Lloyd, what an absolute unit. I hope we re-sign Devin Lloyd. Lots of Devin Lloyd love in the chat for sure. So when you look around, I mean, it was nice to finally see Travis Hunter get some more play. It was good to see him kind of in prime time. He played a bunch of snaps on both offense and defense. Let me go on Twitter real quick. Overall, Aluakin leading the team in tackles, 7 tackles on this game. Not 3 turnovers this game, but we all know that the Jaguars got themselves got themselves the interception to put us up by the 7 points. The interception that the Jaguars threw looked like it was going to really bite us in the butt, but luckily it did not. Defensively, you definitely felt Devin Lloyd missing. It stunk to not have Devin Lloyd for sure. He is what I say. I mean, Trayvon Walker. It's stunk not having Trayvon Walker this game. I'm sorry, I'm multitasking right now. It stunk not having Trayvon Walker this game because you could feel his presence being missed. Right? He goes in there, he gets the pressure. He helps Josh Hines Allen. Was Patrick Mahomes even sacked this game? Let me look this up. Yeah, 0 sacks for Patrick Mahomes. Plenty of pressure, but Mahomes had himself a pretty good game. 29 for 41 passing, 318 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Patrick Mahomes definitely had himself a good game. Also the leading rusher, so both quarterbacks leading the team in rushing. He had 6 carries for 60 yards. We just couldn't get him down. Thornton, Tyquan Thornton was our leading receiver, 3 catches for 90 yards. Travis Kelce, 7 catches for 61 yards. Hollywood Brown, 4 catches, 48 yards. So they were spreading the ball around. Xavier Worthy, 6 catches, 42 yards. But yeah, overall, the Jaguars a better team, and they earned it. They put the Chiefs down to 2-3. So I know I imagine a bunch of people around the league were cheering for the Jaguars this game. So I want to real quick. I usually wait till later, but I have to see what's going on Twitter right now, on X, because it was an amazing one. So look, the Jaguars social media, ball don't lie. Jaguars win. We got this one, triumph of the death. Jaguars fans when Trevor Lawrence fell down, then got back up and ran in there for the touchdown. Jaguars take down the Chiefs 31-28. Look at this primetime stuff. And look, the Jaguars, look, we did it. We did it in primetime. Everybody was watching the Jaguars. And not only did we win, but we put on a great game. I mean, if you're just a regular fan of the NFL watching this, you saw a good game tonight. The Jaguars have successfully defeated 3 opponents tonight. Themselves, the Chiefs, the refs. Nice win, Jacksonville. This is a Denver Broncos guy, so he knows what's up. Jimmy Smith, I can't believe my Jaguars won that game. 4-1, the Jaguars official Twitter account. The play that won the game for the Jaguars. The play that won the game. Game winner right there. Just how we threw it up, guys. Just how we drew it up. How insane is that? Got to skip through that. Jaguars defeated the refs and the Chiefs. Duval. Look at this. So even the NFL, even NFL fans are out here saying the refs didn't help the Jaguars out at all. The same old Jaguars is over. Facts, bro. I mean, this is 3 weeks in a row, and you guys can't lie. 3 weeks in a row where you guys thought the Jaguars had the game lost, but they didn't. They won. Chiefs really lost to this guy. I've seen the Jaguars lose that game thousands of times. The fact that they won despite everything happening on that last drive, I don't know, man. It's early, but this is fun as heck. Yeah. Let's go to the Jaguars post-game presser. Duval. We want it all. Yeah, so another game, home game next week, 1 o'clock against Seattle. So that'll be a big one. They're another good team. The Jacksonville Jaguars take down the Kansas City Chiefs. This might be the best sounds of the game ever coming. America, the Jaguars are 4-1 and just got a primetime and won a primetime game against the Chiefs. Look out for this podcast tomorrow while I'll be screaming into oblivion. Yeah, I can't show any of the official NFL stuff, but the Jacksonville Jaguars are 4-1, guys. Let that sink in. The Jaguars are 4-1. Just one division has 2 4-win teams through week 5 in the AFC South. 4-1 Jaguars, 4-1 Colts. And I got to say, this reminds me of back when Peyton Manning was running the AFC South, and Jaguars one time went 12-4, and that only got them a wild card spot. And the real crime of this is that the Jaguars don't get to play the Colts until December. Unbelievable. What a huge win for Liam Cohen and Duval. Look at that. Yeah, it's so cool, guys. We're seeing so much love nationally. We're all Jaguars fans tonight. Jaguars win. Jaguars win. Harrison Butker being absolutely awful with the kickoff. Set that up for the Jaguars. Don't let it be forgotten, guys. Pump. So, yeah, that's funny. So let me go ahead and stop sharing this screen. And one thing I want to look up is because there's one guy that covers the Jaguars, Michael Duraco, that always pulls out some good stats. Jaguars victory tonight snapped the Chiefs' 23-game win streak, including playoffs when leading by 14+ points. I was hoping to find when the last time the Jaguars were 4-1, because that had to have been back in the 1990s, right? I know since I've been a huge Jaguar fan, they haven't been 4-1. The best they've been 3-1 back in 2018, which obviously didn't end up going very well. But the Jaguars through the tough game of the tough stretch of the season. I remember looking at this schedule before the season. I said, look, if the Jaguars can get out of the first 7 weeks of the season 3-4, the Jaguars are going to be in great shape. They really are. The Jaguars are 4-1 right now. At worst, the Jaguars will be 4-3 at the bye week. That's a great spot. Now, you look at the schedule upcoming. It doesn't necessarily get easier. Jaguars play the Seahawks next week, who the Seahawks come into that one 3-2. Couple of tough losses for them. No, I don't want to add Seahawks to my favorites. Oh, come on. This app is being janky. So the Seahawks, 2 losses, one against the 49ers, one against the Bucks. Obviously, that was a thriller. So they're definitely a good team. Seahawks are a good team. The Jaguars also get the Rams as well, who are, I think they're 4-1 on the year, or 3-2. Yeah, they're 3-2 as well, but they lost to the 49ers and Eagles. So got a couple of tough matchups coming up. And then it gets a little bit softer. You get to go to Vegas to play the Raiders, who just got steamrolled by the Colts. At the Texans, who are looking a little bit better, but I still don't trust the offense. I think they got a couple of cupcakes these last couple of weeks, which made them look better than they were. Versus Chargers, at Cardinals, at Titans, couple of bad teams. Then home against the Colts, versus Jets, at Broncos, at Colts, versus Titans. So, yeah, I mean, the Jaguars, they definitely still have their work cut out for them, but we keep winning games, and we keep winning games that I don't ever remember the Jaguars winning. The Jaguars aren't the same old Jags. So, some things here. It felt like we definitely cleaned up the penalties, not nearly as many penalties. The Jaguars still had to figure out what's going on with the alignment on offense. Too many just Trevor Lawrence. He has to, and we're excusing Trevor Lawrence for a lot right now because we won, but there was a lot of just clunkiness with Trevor Lawrence. In this game, let's see because the Jaguars going into this game had the most penalties penalties caused and penalties accepted against, right? So this game, only 4 penalties for 25 yards, while the Chiefs, man, I didn't even realize this in real time, 13 penalties for 109 yards. That's pretty insane. I did not even realize that one. So, yeah. Luckily, but it's just the offensive play design, right? And there's also some times where, like, Travis Hunter, I saw out there kind of like going like this as if he didn't know what play he was running. So the Jaguars still getting used to this offense, but we're learning on the fly. But luckily, while the Jaguars are learning on the fly, the Jaguars are 4-1, already matched their 2024 win total, right? I know one fan base that is punching air right now is the Browns. The Browns had the Jaguars' first round pick. They're going to be like, oh, that's going to be a great first round pick. Not anymore. Not anymore. The Jaguars are pretty much ruining that one for them. So that one's cool to see. So that's something that the Jaguars had to improve on. Trayvon Walker was, I mean, they were kind of right up to it. I think at the last minute they called him. They basically sat him, had him rest. Luckily they did because the Jaguars didn't need him today. We'll continue to monitor what's going on with him. Some guys did go out with injury. Anton Harrison left the game, but did come back in. So that was good to see. Last week it was an elbow. Today he was limping a little bit. I didn't get the exact diagnosis of that one. But let's see if I can find it here. I don't have an injury sheet here. But a big one to look out for is Brenton Strange. He left with a hip injury, and he was on the sidelines just kind of standing in full uniform, but, I guess he was declared out, so that one is definitely one to continue to monitor. Trying to think who else left the game. This is all at the top of my head. I believe that's it. I believe that was it for the Jaguars. Also Patrick Hainsey. I forgot about him. Patrick Hainsey left the game. Luckily, Jonah Monheim, pretty good 7th round pick by the Jaguars. He finished the game, so Hainsey did not come back in for the Jaguars. So lots of sinners that Trevor Lawrence has played with, but hopefully he's going to be all right. So we'll continue to monitor that, and we'll continue to see what's going on with Trayvon Walker. But overall, big picture, the Jaguars are 4-1 for the first time in forever. And it really is a good time to be a Jaguars fan. We haven't got to celebrate a victory Tuesday, but you better believe that we all, after the hell that we've gone through with the Jaguars in our lifetimes, I'm 31 years old, and it's been a big struggle being a Jaguars fan, especially since I was born in 93, and I didn't really get to live through the glory days of the 90s, right? It's been a bunch of just pain and suffering. But now the Jaguars are 4-1. Like, just enjoy every moment of it, guys. Enjoy every moment of it. Is there stuff to correct? Yes. But I think there's stuff to correct with every NFL team out there. So hopefully Trevor Lawrence continues to be good, to get better. I give him so much credit for that game-winning drive. It was clunky, but he got it done. He got it done against the defending AFC champions. So with all that said, going to end this one here. Shout out to Bleach Report for having me tonight, and go Jags.